Good evening, friends, followers, channel members. Welcome to Porto. The sun is still up, but it will be down most likely by the time we land in Gatwick this evening. Once again in the lovely FENIX aircraft, and yeah, it's always midweek madness at Gatwick. However, hopefully the rush will probably have died down a little bit by the time we get there. Midweek madness on a Wednesday night, usually every Wednesday I think it is that Gatwick holds it. It's Wednesday, which for a lot of people, strangely enough, this week is like a Friday, as here in the UK it is now Bank Holiday Thursday and Friday for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. So, I don't think I've ever known a bank holiday take place before on a Thursday, but hey-ho. Operational flight plan is pinned in the chat in YouTube for those of you who want to follow that along. It's quite a long flight as well this evening. It's around 2 hours, so we best get started. In fact, I think our scheduled time of departure is only in about 20 minutes, so I think we're going to be late already. So welcome everyone who's scrambling on board. This is one of those flights that thankfully has not been cancelled, or not yet. Anything could cancel this flight though, couldn't it? I mean, it is Microsoft Flight Simulator after all. So good evening, Barry, Zhao, Midquotind, Danny Rubble, hello, Michael, and Bartlovic. Who else have we got? David English, good to see you on board. Thanks for coming along. Terry J Hog as well. And Barwell, hey, good day to you. It's been a while. I must have a GT. Hello. I'm not using the toolbar pushback at the moment just because of the memory leak that's included with it. Right, shall we go ahead and get on board? As I say, we're probably going to be late for our departure. Just checking, we don't have any air traffic control online here in Porto this evening, so we are on our own. So that's how things stand at the moment with the aircraft, etc. I could best open the door so we can actually let passengers on board, hadn't we? We'll get the stairs, and then we'll start getting passengers on board pretty soon. Before we can do that, of course, we need to get that APU up and running, so I'm going to go ahead and do that straight away. Aircraft is in the turnaround state as normal for this time of day, so let's get that going. 1, 2, 3, and from here then, let's check what we got with the flight. So 26 minutes we've got. I think we can get pushed back in 26 minutes. I doubt it. Right, let's grab the current METAR then. Here Porto is 1013, and our departure runway is planned to be runway 17 out of Porto this evening. Currently at stand Sierra 37. Right, let me go and get the operational flight plan as well, and then we'll just run some pre-flight flows, make sure that everything is where it should be this evening. I'm going to try and rush through the setup a little bit safely and efficiently, and then given the length of the flight tonight, yeah, look at that, 1 hour 51 minutes. We've got plenty of time to chat once we're in the cruise. So QNH then 1013, that's all set up down here. We'll come and get ourselves onto Unicom 122.8. Frame rates seem to be a little tough at this airport. It's not a big airport, so not quite sure what's going on there, or if my PC is doing something in the background, which is just going to be an absolute nightmare, isn't it, when we arrive in Gatwick. Switching panel, thrust levers, engine masters, spoilers, flaps,
Africa, Portugal 1224, landing at
and
takeoff, whatever.
squawking 2000. Just stop the timer. Acupressure is in the green, and we've got QNH 1013 up here. We'll get the constraints on. Initial climb out for our departure today, I think I remember seeing in a brief. We'll do it anyway shortly, but the initial climb out is going to be 10,000. All of that's good. Right, the APU is now up and running, so we'll put that APU bleed on, then we can start getting the passengers on as well. Mid-Quotidian, you had your first flying lesson on Saturday. It was fun, but you had a really bad cold. Oh, I'm sure the instructor was glad to hear that. Hope it went well anyway. It's there's nothing like it, is there? Absolutely nothing like it. Right, let's go ahead and just start setting a couple of things up on here. So at Zoom menu, AOC menu, we'll do the flight init request. Pop that in. Hopefully that will come through. There we go. Nick Burrows. Good evening, Nick. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're well. Look at that call sign. Easy 82 Romeo Bravo. What a nice call sign. Right, so IRS 3 nav green. Aircraft status. Correct AIRAC database and engines. So let's get our ACARS uplinked init request. And when that comes through, there we go. So our flight number today is Easy, UK version. Red thread, can I turn screens brighter? No, I can't. They are turned up to their full brightness, I'm afraid. There's nothing I can do about that, other than put the sun visor down. That does help, as we discovered the other night flying to Iceland. So Easy 82 Romeo Bravo. What's our cost index today? The cost index on the flight plan is 4. And our cruise level, well, it's got an initial cruise level of flight level 240, but our final cruise level today is going to be flight level 360. Tropopause is 35,011, so we'll just update that a little bit. Right, I need to start getting passengers on board as well, so let me just do the winds, and then we get packs 1 on, pack 2. Right, now we can start boarding the passengers.
Cabin crew, we're all happy with how things are up here, so they're all the doors and start letting our passengers on board. Thank you. No problem.
With regards to fuel, then our planned block fuel is where's the why haven't we got any passengers on that screen there? That's strange. Okay, let's just reset that. Go back to my flight. Import that from SimBrief again. Try the mass and balance page. See if it's picked it up this time. There we go. So I'm going to throw, I've already checked through the flight plan. I'm going to throw an extra ton of fuel on board just because of the potential for holds and things going into London Gatwick and general other things. We've also got a little bit of icing as well on our climb out today according to the Sigmet charts. So an extra ton of fuel, will request that now. Often find sliders sometimes a little bit of a pain. It would be nice if I could type into that. There we go. So 8 tons of fuel. Let's get our aircraft loaded. All done in real time. Right, passengers are coming on board. Let's get back to setting up the box. We've got the winds and we'll do our IRS in it. So let's just check. Have we got the coordinates actually printed in front of us here? Oh, we do, but look how old the sign looks. Granduliver on Twitch. The Tropo number comes from my operational flight plan. If you use the Easyjet format, you can see that just there. Look, there it is. There's our Tropopause. Right, so what's that? 4114.3 north. 4114.3 north and 844 west. Is that right? 844 west, 233 feet. Fantastic. Pay no attention to the time as well on these boards. That doesn't change. How neat would it be if that did? Right, so Init A page is done. Let's move on to our Init B page. So we're going to be departing runway 17. We're on the Turin 9 Romeo. And insert that. Check that in a moment, and then we've got our arrival coming into Gatwick. 26 left, and that is on the VATSIM 1 Golf tonight. The veer for that will be Willow, if memory serves. Let's have a quick check. Yes, comes in via Willow, and then from Willow we'll get either popped into the hold, or we'll just be told to continue straight onto Mayfield and then into the final approach. So Willow. Insert. That gives me a distance on the operational flight plan is 763 miles. I've got 772 miles. That's close enough. Right, let me just check the coding there and any discontinuities on the departure. None at all. So, bring that chart back in and we'll have a quick look. We've got for the 9 Romeo, it is, where is the information? Here we go, 9 Romeo. So climb, zap in, right turn to 633, 613, 641 and Turon. And we've got obviously the constraints shown there, which all match up. Final one is Turon. Initial climb then is flight level 100, just as we'd expected. Onto the RadNav page then, we're currently tuned to Sierra Tango Golf. Is there a VOR on the airfield? I don't know if there is actually in Porto. Sometimes they don't show them on the departure charts, but they do show them on the arrival charts. Oh, there you go. Look, Papa Romeo Tango. There is one. So let's go ahead and for our situational awareness, Papa Romeo Tango. Just hard tune that as well. Right, onto our init B page. Have we got our preliminary flight plan? Let me see. So, onto the ATSU page. AOC. Received messages. There it is. It'll be the second load sheet. Right, that's the one. So, preliminary load sheet. We have a zero fuel weight of 56 rounded up. So, 56. 0. Zero fuel weight CFG is 30.2. Fuel for our alternate is going to be 1.3 tons. And then fuel planning then, let's see what it suggests. We're taking 8 tons, remember, tonight. 7.4. Right, so happy with that. We'll update that. 8 tons. And that gives us a takeoff weight of 63.8. That's below the maximum landing weight of the aircraft, so all is good is there. We've also got an extra 17 minutes of hold time, thinking time, whatever you want to call that. Right, excellent. Let's accept the preliminary load sheet while passengers continue to board. Right, onto our performance page then. Dark Fury, good evening, sir. Didn't see you coming in. Barney, how do you enter the trip wind now? No need to, because we've downloaded the winds automatically. They're already in there, so no need to enter the overall trip wind component, either headwind or tailwind. You can see the overall trip wind component actually for us today is a tailwind of 34, so that's quite nice this evening. So onto our performance page then. Let's head over to the tablet and see what we've got. So, departure performance. Dark Fury, you got a notification I was live, did you? Well, that's good. Runway 17, runway surface is dry. We'll go flaps 1, no need to force toga, anti-ice is off, it's gorgeous weather here tonight. Pack's a little bit off, that takeoff weight is, what was it? 63.8. Dr. Magic, good evening to you. 63.8. And the takeoff weight CFG is 28.3. Just grab that live weather. There we go. Right, grab the intersection data from the charts as well, if possible. I don't want to have to backtrack the full length, so I'll have a look at the intersection, either Echo 5 or Golf. We'll go Echo 5, it's just a little bit longer. See if we can do that. There we go. So, check the speeds, 140, 140, 143. And transition altitude here is 4,000 feet. Thrust reduction and acceleration values here 1142. Again, if you're wondering where I'm getting this from, I'm getting this information from SimSmart still. So we'll just update that 1142. 1142. Engine out is also 1142. That's flaps 1, flex 68. There we go. All done. Dog Fury, you meant you got no notification. Oh, I'm sorry, my friend. I have started a little bit early tonight as well, given the length of the flight that we're doing this evening. Little Jen, of course, anyone can join us. We're on the VATSIM network as normal. Red Thread will be using a landing rate monitor. Oh, no, none that I don't already use. Red Thread. Dr. Magic, you did indeed read Gatwick. Right, so happy with all that's set up. That gives us speeds of 148, 192 and 213. Do we have any speed restrictions on our departure? No, we don't, so we can clean up as we wish. Let's go back to this page and see how the boarding is getting on. Right, okay. So good. We've got another 67 people to go. Let's grab the metal then here just to double check what we've got happening. So here in Porto then, let's discuss the departure brief. We've got good visibility, few clouds 2000, scatter 4800, QNH is 1013, temperature 19. We're below maximum landing weight as well for takeoff, so getting back in here isn't going to be a problem, I think. Should we have an issue, we'll opt to return back to Porto, if it's a major issue, of course. Aircraft is the FENIX A320, fully serviceable as well. Everything is working with the exception of the weather radar. No NOTAMs for us today on the departure. And threats to be aware of: we have terrain to the west, terrain to the east. We have no terrain to the west, we have the Atlantic to the west. We do have terrain to the east, but our departure routing takes us away from that today. We'll be going up, making a right turn and then flying out over the Atlantic, keeping us nice and safe. We've got an initial minimum safe altitude of 3,000 feet, and that obviously starts to drop a little bit as we head out over the sea. So that is that's the overall basic picture brief. Now let's talk about how we're going to do the pushback and taxi, emergency brief, things like that. So we're parked here at stand Sierra 37. We're going to push back if we can. We're going to push back onto Sierra 3. We're going to be facing north, basically. We're going to push back facing north, and then we're going to take Sierra and then Echo, and then from there we're going to taxi down and hold at Echo 5. On departure then, nice on-nav departure, so straight out, runway heading on the climb, or practically runway heading on the climb. Autopilot can help us out straight away with the departure that we've got coded in. Initial climb is flight level 100, and we'll just double check we've got flight level 100 is all coded in. We've already checked the coding of that against the FMGC. All of that is correct as well, so we're good. If Porto came online, we'd contact approach straight after takeoff if we had any ATC. At the moment, we still don't have any. Oh, we do have Eurocontrol West, I think, has just come on online. We may enter that airspace, we may not. We'll have to wait and see. But at the moment, we're on our own. So let's talk about the emergency brief then. Standard Airbus emergency brief. Now, let's have a look at the engine out procedure here, and we'll go ahead and get that coded in as well. So it's a non-standard engine out procedure here, presumably because of the terrain surrounding the airport. So once we get to 6 miles from the Papa Romeo Tango, we're going to make a right-hand turn to the Retmo holding point and then enter the hold. Inbound track is 83 and right turn. So let's go and get that into our secondary flight plan, shall we? So for that, we'll copy the, we'll copy the active flight plan, and then we can pop in the engine out waypoint, which will be let me just check something, unless I'd misread the charts. Is Zapham the first waypoint? Oh, it is. That's fine. Right, so we're going to pop in Papa Romeo Tango, Papa Romeo Tango, flying out on runway track, which the runway track here for runway 17 is 171, and that turn has to begin at 6 miles. So, engine out, SID. Now, I would normally pop this in here before zapping, but for some reason the coding of the aircraft doesn't like that, so I'm going to pop that in just there. The engine out SID then, does that come before or after Zapam? Let me have a look. So it comes before Zapam, right. Let me now then just clear that. I don't think I can clear that discontinuity either. It doesn't like it. So we'll leave that there for the moment. After the engine out SID, we need to enter the Retmo holding point. So RETMO. From Retmo, we enter a hold. Inbound course is 083 and right turns. And then we've already said we're happy to come back in here, so Lima Papa Papa Romeo for Porto, and that's going to be ILS 17. No start. Any of the vias via Retmo? No, they're not, so no vias. So there we go, we've got our engine out SID, so we just activate that, go direct to the engine out SID, and then we'll go into the hold at Retmo, bring ourselves back in, vector ourselves back in and round, and there's our go around track. So there's the engine out procedure in. What would be nice is if I clear this discontinuity, if it would all work. I'm not sure it will. I will try it, see what happens. Yeah, not allowed for some reason. Okay, never mind. The majority of that is all nicely coded in now. Christian, good evening, sir. Why we've already been live for 24 minutes. I am sorry, we've had to start a little bit sooner. Captain Nathan, good evening to you. You might be getting Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. Oh, you'll love it. It's absolutely brilliant. Really, really is. Yeah, we've gone for a longer flight this evening, Christian. So yeah, and it's Gatwick. So we thought we'd best start early. Right, how are we doing with the boarding? We've done all our briefings, I think. Just waiting for the last few passengers to come on board. With that then, is refueling completed? Yes it is. So let's go ahead, start getting ahead of the game. We're going to be pushing back late tonight, I think. Yeah, we can get rid of the external power. Seatbelt signs can come on. And that's it. I'm just going to be now waiting for the final load sheet as and when that comes. So up until that point, then we're pretty much waiting to go. Fuel quantity, we've got that checked. That's all balanced nicely. Just check some of the other SD pages. Hydraulic fuel's all good. Pressure page, landing elevation, auto. That's all fine. Cabin altitude, etc. Great stuff. Right, how many passengers have we got left to go? Oh, not many at all. Only 17 left to go. Fuel is all done. So we just need to get the final load sheet as and when that comes in. Dreamliner, good evening to you. Hope you're well. Christian, don't forget the oxygen pressure this time. So we're showing the oxygen at 1800 psi on the door page. Frame rates have dropped again. I don't like this. Sometimes it's been smooth for a while. When I first loaded in here in the sim, it was absolutely awful. Don, hello to you. Hope you're well. Okay, aside from waiting for the final load sheet then, so our cockpit preparation is all completed. Our signs are on and auto. ADIA is 3.5 green. Fuel quantity is 7980. Unbalanced. The FMGS is set. Altimeter is 1013. And that's 230 feet. And if we actually just have a quick look out here, we'll see. Quite neat. 233 feet. To be exact. Don, how do I find the Phoenix? Oh, I love it. Amazing aircraft. Definitely the most realistic in Microsoft Flight Simulator at the moment. So, hoping that we've all had a good Wednesday. For those of you in the UK, hope you've got something good lined up for the next few days. Bank holiday Thursday. That sounds so wrong. 2-hour flight. I'm going to need to get a drink at some point. Otherwise I will be very hoarse by the time we end up in at Gatwick. How long until we are meant to push back? What's our pushback time? 2 minutes. I don't see that happening. Don says he's just fought the Phoenix today and he loves it. Oh, it is. It is an absolute pleasure to fly. It really is. Right, baggage is loaded. Boarding is completed. Excellent. Now we just need that final load sheet.
Hi Gavin, all the passengers are on board and we're ready to go. I'll bring you a cup of tea after we've taken off.
That's great, thank you.
Midquarter says, so thankful it's the school holidays, couldn't bear school for a day longer. I'm trying to work out now if you're a student or a teacher. Right, I'm going to tell those guys, come on, give me that load sheet, I need it. Otherwise we're going to be late and it's going to be a long night. So, here comes the final load sheet. See what we've got. Hopefully we won't have to change anything. Zero fuel weight is 55.9. Excellent. Takeoff weight is 63.7. Excellent. 127 passengers plus 5. And our takeoff weight, center of gravity, is 29. Beautiful. We don't have to update anything. All performance is valid. Yeah, Barry, so we just requested that because I don't want to be too late. Alex, the RTX 3070 is coming tomorrow. Oh, fantastic. Carl B, good evening. Right, excellent. Everything we've done is all valid. We can do our final checks, then we'll start getting the ground crew into position to start pushing us back.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of myself, the first officer, and the cabin crew, may I welcome you on board this Easyjet aircraft for your flight today. The ground crew and the fueling crew have all finished, and we're just about finished with all our cockpit preparation up here. The cabin crew are making their final checks as they work through the cabin, so if you could please get yourselves sat down comfortably with your seatbelts securely fastened and give them their full attention as they begin their safety briefing. A big welcome on board today to our Easyjet Sim pilot members, who of course are welcome to 3 complimentary drinks throughout the flight. Once we reach our cruising altitude, our cabin service will commence and the cabin crew will be able to provide you with drinks, snacks and merchandise throughout the duration of the flight. Once again, I'd like to thank you for choosing to fly with Easyjet today. We'll have an update for you when we are airborne.
Okay, so we've got the tug into position, and we'll obviously make a call on Unicom as well.
Cabin crew, please land doors and cross-check.
Right, let's make the call, and then we'll see how far the tug will push us back. To that end, Christian, no, this is back to the release version, so this is the same version that that all of you guys have. Porto traffic, easy 82 Romeo Bravo, pushing back from stand Sierra 37, facing north. Okay, beacon light is on, transponder set to auto, acupressure is in the green. Start the timer. Windows and doors closed and armed, beacon light is on, mobile phone on silent, parking brake is on. Release the parking brake. Let's go. Okay, starting engine 1 first. So engine mode 2, ignition, starting engine 1. Should be some lovely views as well. Sunset colours as we depart out. Don't know if there's any other traffic around us. Oh, we've got a British Airways there. Could that be Nick?
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the strap.
Okay, so that's the pushback
Pull
completed.
on each side to adjust.
Parking brake
Put
on.
your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket
Starting
under
engine
your
2.
seat. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with Easyjet.
Yeah, so Christian makes a good point. A couple of things you can do to try and save frame rates. Get rid of the tablets if we don't need those. And as we did...
Porto traffic, speedbird 875, pushback from Sierra 35, facing off.
Oh, the British Airways isn't Nick, it's Dark Fury. He's flying a sensible airline. Oh, Dark. How nice to see you in British Airways colours. Right, engine 2 is now available and stabilised. So engine mode selector to ignition. APU bleed comes off, APU masters off, anti-ice is not required. So arm the spoilers, rudder, flaps 1, and set that trim position of 29. All set. Oh, we've got a Cat 2 in up. Okay, that happens occasionally. So after start checklist, anti-ice is off, econ status is checked, pitch trim's 29% set, and rudder is 0. We'll do a flight control check whilst we're stationary. Full left, full right, and neutral. Full up, full down, neutral, rudder full right, rudder full left, and neutral. Porto traffic Easyjet to Romeo Bravo, taxiing now via Sierra Echo, holding Echo 5, runway 17. Okay, so let's just do our taxi flows. Weather radars are on, transponder is on, auto brake max, TO config, and taxi lights. Let's try and just adjust our terrible pushback as always. I find if we just use the opposing engine just to help swing us around. There we go. Right, let's get on the straight and narrow, and then oh, and of course there's a fuel truck. Right, so we'll do a PEDS check. So no change to our performance. QNH is 1013, flex 68. Engine out procedure is non-standard, a right-hand turn at 6 miles.
Porto traffic, speedbird 875, taxi by Sierra 3, Sierra 4, down to Echo.
6 miles from the Papa Romeo Tango.
517.
Departure is the 209 Romeo, and our initial climb is 10,000. So now we're rolling. Just do a quick brake check. That's fine. Okay, let's roll. Before takeoff checklist to the line. Flight controls have been checked. Departure briefing is confirmed. Flap setting config 1. FMA takeoff data 140 blue, 143 magenta, climb nav blue, 1FD2, 10,000 blue. Flex 68. Transponder is set. ECAM memo takeoff no blue. EFB is stowed. Has the Jane having model matching issues? Yeah, model matching is one of those. It can be a bane of everybody's life, can't it? Strix, what case does it happen that the auto thrust doesn't turn on after takeoff? Are all your flight directors turned on? Have you popped in your V speeds? Not having V speeds would be one of the biggest things. So it needs to know what to target. Funnily enough, that Cat 2 INOP sort of erroneous little system there, it actually happens in real life, in the real Airbus. For anyone that's got a QRH or an Ofcom, you'll be able to pick that out. Right, this looks like we're rolling away downhill, which is interesting. Let me just see, where is our holding point. Oh, actually, it's pretty straightforward. We're going right to the end. Oh, we've got an aircraft on final. Maximum speed in a straight line is 30 knots, so we're not speeding yet. So who's just touched down? Oh, it's a Star Alliance livery. That means I can't easily make out who it is. It's a bit sporty, that taxi, wasn't it? Let's just try and calm that down a little bit. Ryan E, good evening. Smoldering, how do you turn on descent in your Airbus? Do you mean automatic descent? There isn't one. So I think this is this Foxtrot 1? Yeah, I think that's Foxtrot 1. And then our departure is the second left. The first left is Golf. We've calculated for Echo 5. Told you it was going to be a nice sunset departure. Okay, let's just slow our aircraft down as we roll uphill now. And hold short, runway 17. That looks great, doesn't it? Really neat. Okay, happy to hold our position then. Let's just check. Is that aircraft vacated? Yes, there he is. Just check my V-pilot. I haven't got any messages of any kind on there, so if you are flying, please always announce your presence, particularly if you're on final. Porto traffic, Easyjet to Romeo Bravo, landing at runway 17 for departure on the Turin 9 Romeo. Right, strobe lights. And all of the other lights, packs 1 and 2 come off, TCAS on, brake temperatures are fine, approach path looks clear from what we can see. Loving the containers straight ahead of us. The fact that a lot of my ground texture graphics and things like that are sort of set to medium, and the sim still looks as good as this. Is it just me, or does the runway look recently wet? It's not going to affect our performance, but there we go. Big cloud straight ahead of us. What's the temperature? Oh no, it's plus 19. We'll be alright. I was just thinking anti-ice, but we'll be fine. Okay, so then, we're ready to go. Take off. Start the chrono. 50% M1. Just use the toe brakes to hold us till those engines spool up. And set takeoff thrust. Man flex, SRS and runway.
Porto traffic, speedbird 875, line at runway 17.
Checked. V1, rotate. Nav.
Positive rate climb, 0.
Autopilot 1 engaged. And thrust climb, climb. And flap 0, spoilers disarmed. What a gorgeous departure. Oh, red thread, was the overlay not on? Hopefully that's back on now. It was all programmed in, ready to go, so not sure what happened there. Now we're out of there, I will turn those screens back on. We'll complete this first turn, then we'll release the cabin crew. Anti-ice still not required. Tavi, thank you for subscribing.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end
Well,
of the cabin.
200 Blue.
Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
– 10,000 feet. Get the lights off. And if we just check, flight level 360 is our planned, flight level 360 is also the optimum, so let's go for it. Flight level 360 Blue. We can clear the RadNav page out as well. Ding the seatbelts, let the cabin crew begin working. Captain Nathan says the graphics are amazing. They're that good sometimes you watch a real plane and think it's Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yes, rather than the other way around. I mean, that is amazing, isn't it? I think that's Dark Fury who's just departed as well. Gorgeous. So this flight as well, it's a real flight, a real EasyJet flight. I think it should have been departing, I think it should have departed maybe an hour or so ago. Look at the ship dancing in the in the heat blast. But it has been delayed, so we're going to beat the real aircraft. Christian, can I refresh the overlay and can I turn off the panel floodlights? Oh, you and your floodlights. It's going to be getting dark soon. There, how's that? Christian, thank you so much, mate. Christian has gifted a EasyJet membership to Howling Crazy. Welcome to the gang, Howling Crazy. You're going to love it. Christian, thank you so much. I promise I will. I'll turn the standby back down as well shortly. He's Christian's worse than HD for his lights. Do you know? I wonder how much of a difference it makes if you're actually flying in VR. We'll have to try that one day. Flying on a 2D screen perhaps doesn't make too much of a difference, but maybe in VR it does. But thank you once again, Christian. Love the support to the channel that you show us. Christine, you like vampire mode. I call it HD mode because he's just as bad. It really is a gorgeous departure, isn't it? Right along the coast. If you sat at the other side of the aircraft though, you haven't got that much to look at other than the Atlantic Ocean. Endless stretch of water. Smothering TV. Oh wow, thank you so much for your donation. That is incredibly kind of you. And yeah, very generous. Thank you. I hope you're enjoying the flight. I hope we can give you a good, enjoyable evening in the FENIX A320. Really generous. Thank you for your support. So now just monitoring the climb of the aircraft. As we're in the climb, then let's go and drop the cost index to 0. Get up to our cruising altitude a little bit higher. Digital content says Johnny Depp won. Oh, is that where everyone was at? They were watching the final verdict, were they? Oh well, thanks Digital for coming and telling us how that all ended. I wouldn't have gone to bed and been able to sleep without knowing. Christian, if we ever did a shared cockpit, I wouldn't see anything. Brian, can I learn to fly the FENIX, or is it complicated? No, Brian, it really isn't. Because that is the beauty of Airbus. Nothing is complicated in the Airbus. As long as you know the basic modes and how, I would say the biggest thing that catches people out is probably the speed and how that's managed. Then yeah, that is probably your biggest hurdle to get over. But once you've learned that, you're absolutely fine. And of course, if you are if you're coming from something like the Boeing, you're going to find the Airbus just unbelievably less complicated. Venkatesh, oh goodness me, what an amazing donation of $49.99. Mate, seriously, thank you so much. And he says, your videos and streams have been excellent and ultra useful. I'm really glad that that is the case, and that you've been able to hopefully enjoy the live streams and enjoy the videos as well, if you've been watching those to learn how to fly either the FENIX or of course the fly-by-wire. But thank you, sir. That is incredibly generous of you, Venkatesh, and my apologies for the pronunciation of your name if I've got that a little bit wrong. But really, incredibly generous. Thank you so much. And yeah, I love I love you guys being on stream with us when we're doing stuff like this. What's wonderful for me doing this is I never fly alone now, or rarely do I fly alone, except perhaps when I'm practicing something or testing something. Whenever I'm doing a full 2-hour flight, one of the questions a lot of people sometimes ask on the channel when they'll come on and say, don't you ever get bored doing flying the same aircraft over and over, or doing long haul flights? And of course the answer is absolutely not. I mean, I find it tough to get bored anyway with a simulator as good as this, but when you've got a community of you guys to chat to for a couple of hours whilst we're doing it as well, then the answer is a resounding no. But Venkatesh, thank you so much, and I'm really glad that you enjoyed the live streams. That was incredibly generous of you. Very kind. Asa248 says, evening, not watched your streams in a week or two, do I still fly the fly-by-wire since the FENIX came out? You haven't upgraded to the FENIX yet, you still love the fly-by-wire. I'll be honest, I haven't flown the fly-by-wire since the FENIX came out, but that's not to say I never will. I think I'm just in full FENIX mode at the moment. I'm just enjoying it so much. But of course, the fly-by-wire has a special place in all our hearts because, well, for people like me, I think it saved Microsoft Flight Simulator, didn't it? For those of us that want to really get into the nitty-gritty of realisms. Alexander, anyone else not getting the load sheets on the company message or receiving them with a 5-minute delay? So I think they arrive sort of anywhere between 2 to 7 minutes after boarding has completed. But you can do what we did in the flight tonight, which was just kind of shout at your dispatcher and say, hey, come on, I'm going to be late. Where's my final load sheet? Savante, thank you so much for subscribing. A little bit of turbulence creeping in just there, if we can see that. Mona Lima, hello. Welcome back on board. Captain Nathan, you're back as well. So Alexander, yeah, let me show you how you do that. So if you... Oh, where's my tablet gone? I've dropped it. Come back. There we go. So if you go to... Let's find it. Yeah, so this page just here, your mass and balance page, when you're still on the ground, etc., you can press this button here, the resend load sheet button. That will force the load sheet to arrive in your received messages, so you're not having to wait quite as long. Venkatesh, oh, really glad to hear the pronunciation was fine, and you are absolutely welcome. And a big thank you again for that incredibly kind donation to the channel. So, what are we doing? We're now just passing flight level 300. Should be at top of climb in around 30-35 miles or so, and then we'll be over Santiago in about 40 miles time. Not the one in Chile, I hasten to add. Dan Sweet, thank you so much for subscribing. Captain Nathan, does anyone else watch Swiss 001? Do you know what? I do watch him sometimes. Not for his professional and realism, because he makes me laugh. Danny says, I learned to fly the 320 because of your streams and videos. Now I'm waiting for the videos for me how to fly the CRJ. Oh mate, you'll be waiting for a long time. Very excited to see whose garden I end up in as I follow along. That wasn't my fault. There was a bug with the controller or something, and was it the throttle? There was a bug with something. You'd have to go back and watch it. I'm sure one of the members is going to pin that video in the chat any second now, where we crashed it. But there was a problem with, I don't know, I'm going to say the throttle. And there was an update release just prior to starting the stream. I didn't know, and off I went trying to be as semi-professional as I could in that aircraft. And yeah, we just lost power to both engines and ended up in someone's garden. It's Ducky324. Have I had any issues with stars and FENIX? You were flying into Atlanta and it only loaded half of the arrival. Testing the PMDG and it works fine. I would have to see the star, and I would have to see what you actually got on your navigation chart. There are lots of stars, particularly in America, that just end with sort of manual legs, and then you're left to your own devices, or ATC in the real world, to vector yourself in. Guy, thank you so much for subscribing as well. Welcome to the channel. Fabrice, hello. John Sleeper says, unfortunately the FENIX runs poorly on your system. FPS is sharper. FPS is sharply less than the fly-by-wire 737. I know they are working very hard on optimization at the moment. Now that they've pushed the initial release, they are really working hard on optimization. So, John, they most certainly haven't done the final performance tweaks and things. And I know you just said you did some performance tweaks, but there is better things coming. That's I can promise you that. Danny, was that CRJ flight out of Porto as well? Oh wow, really, was it? I didn't realise that. Francesco, hi, awesome content. How do I get cabin views? So the views, these ones that we've got, these are custom views that I myself have set up, and you can set these up yourself, or these views that I've got here, you can actually download these. They're available on our Discord server in the pilot's briefing room, so you can set those up yourself. They're very easy to set up as well, because here in the FENIX we can stand up and we can go and open the door, have a walk through the cabin, find a seat, come and sit down. and then once we're happy with kind of the view that we got, oh look at that, once we're kind of happy with the view that we've got, then using our arrow keys for this, once we're happy with that sort of view, you can then just save that view. In order to save it, you press left side of your keyboard, left Control Alt plus a number on the top of the keyboard, and then to recall that view, it's just Alt and the same number. So you can set your own views. What seat's this? Is this seat 001? That's quite nice actually, isn't it? Quite nice and peaceful. Captain, you can't get the pushback to work in the FENIX. No, that is a bug with the FENIX. The team are well aware of it, and it'll be fixed in the next sort of update. Beeline pilot, all the calculations do need to be done. Yeah, running in the background of the FENIX, of course. Lots of work being done in the background. And the fact that it simulates things like all of the circuit breakers in the background as well. Do you have to install things? Do you have the Captain Nathan? Sorry, I'm not making sense there. Do you have to install things to have the ability to have real live traffic while you're flying? Real live traffic, no. Real live liveries, yes. Right, we're at our cruising altitude. Francesco, have they just released the patch for the FENIX? Has that come out now? Oh, well, in that case. Has it come out? Oh, indeed it has. Literally a minute ago. Right, guys. So the looks like the patch for the FENIX is out. Better performance. That is a big one as well. Pushback fixes. That's all done. Oh, this is great news. Oh, and for anyone that needed to purchase it through PayPal, PayPal is also now working. So that's good to hear as well. Oh, well, there you go, guys. If you're not currently flying, then go ahead and grab the new updated version of the FENIX. That is fantastic. Danny, shouldn't the distance between two waypoints on the flight plan A page be decreasing as you get closer? Ah, right, so if I go to the flight plan page, you mean these ones here, don't you? The answer is no, because this is showing you the distance between these two waypoints, and obviously that distance never changes. The only distance that changes is your distance to your final destination here. So this isn't how far you are away from your waypoint that you're headed towards. This is the distance between the two waypoints. So for instance, the distance between Korav and Coral is 82 miles.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we'll be delighted to hear that we're now at our cruising altitude, and we hope to give you nice views throughout the flight as we have good weather ahead and shouldn't be experiencing any turbulence. Of course, this means that you will not spill any of your drinks that you may have from the cabin crew as they begin to start making their way around the aircraft. Could you please ensure that the aisles are kept clear so the cabin crew can offer you their cabin service, which will begin shortly. A reminder that Easyjet SIM pilot channel members are able to access free drinks throughout the duration of the flight. Thank you, and I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the remainder of the flight.
Christian says that the pushback is not listed in the patch notes. Is that right? Have I just made that up? EFB general stability and loading improvements, pushback fixes amongst others. That is what Amir's just posted in the Discord server. So hopefully that'll be working. So we'll do a fuel check as well as we get to Korav. Let's go ahead and just grab the operational flight plan up here. So what did we take? We took 8 tons of fuel, didn't we? Which is 8 tons of fuel, which is 1.2 tons of fuel extra. So as we get to Korav, we should have about 6.1 tons, 6.2 tons of fuel. That makes sense. John Sleepy, you've been flying the BE-146 quite a lot, a different kind of challenge. Yes, yeah. I've never flown one in the sim, but I think they're just kind of like, I don't know how to describe that aircraft when you look at it. It's almost like, how many engines could we put on this aircraft? I'm sure there was an actual reason why it had 4 engines, but it just looks so... I don't know, it's almost like a VXR version of the Vauxhall Corsa. You just think, why? It doesn't need all that superpower. Christian, more performance improvements up to 25% with an average of 16 across all our testers. CPU on quality and balance showing the most improvement. Yeah, so we probably saw that, I think, in one of the test builds that I previewed when they first started doing some optimizations, and it was indeed much better. And the aircraft now starts properly in cold and dark state, not powering up and then shutting back down again. So lots and lots of good stuff. Digital content, the Earth looks flat. Well, of course the Earth's flat. Don't you know this?
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. Full details can be found in your in-flight brochure. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we could be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
I love this kind of wispy high-level cirrus cloud that's just been illuminated lightly by the sun, as it's just starting to dip down. So I think that's it now. I think we're over the Atlantic for the now for the duration. And our next landfall, I think, is going to be might be Jersey, actually. Yeah, you can sort of see now where the land goes. Howling Crazy says you can possibly say you haven't had any issues with the FENIX or PMDG since the launch. Must be one of the lucky ones. At least 2 flights a day as it stands. The fact that you can get 2 flights a day in it, I think, is amazing. I wish I had time to do 2 flights a day. Hey, if I got the time, I'd just be streaming all day, every day. Right, let's go ahead and just grab an en route weather, shall we? Oh, I need to come out of the AOC menu there. Let's have a quick look. Oh, what's Easy Ops? Send a delay code for 2 minutes. Oh, why? We were 2 minutes late then in the end. ATC startup, no. En route slot delay, no. Departure runway change, no. Loading error, no. Late arrival pushback crew, maybe. Engineering delays, none of those. Tug broken, well, yes, absolutely. Golf Bravo Tango. What's that stand for? Got broken tug. It'll do. Right, sadly still no ATC around where we are at the moment. Now, what was I doing? I was actually going and trying to get some weather, wasn't I? Just having a look at our flight route. So we're going to be flying over, we've just left Santiago. Our next, do you know what? Our next... Ooh, this is kind of one of those areas which, if you thought about it too much, you might panic. If you happen to lose both engines right here in the middle, you're not going to make it to land. So we've got Santiago behind us, which is Lima Echo Sierra Tango, I think. Then we've got Bilbao over here. And then as we're coming up here, we've got Nantes. So we'll get the en route weathers. I know the weather back where we've just been in Santiago is fine. So let's go with Lima Fox Romeo Sierra. Send that off. Christian says, so you can depart 5 minutes early without them noticing, but when you leave the gate 1 minute late, they need an explanation. Absolutely. Is the sun still up? Oh yeah, just. Planes, Trains, Elliot. Good evening, sir. Christian says, Danny says, is there something saved as you fly more and more flights with regards to the delay codes, or is it just for some extra realism? I think it's just for some extra realism. Christian, I've got Ditch Island as an alternative. I've got, yeah, just ditching full stop. Howling Crazy says, easier said than done. Lost your job through redundancy last month, but it's all good. As long as it's all good, Howling Crazy, that's the main thing. If you're old enough to enjoy redundancy and retirement, that's great. Obviously, if you're not, that's perhaps not so good. I'm thinking it might be time to start turning up those floodlights again, Christian. New Boy says VATSIM acts like it's real, puts you off using it. Yeah, but New Boy, that's the whole point of VATSIM, is to 100% replicate real world procedures. I guess if you don't like it, then you don't like it. Run Squared, the printer does not work like the fly-by-wire, no. Doesn't really matter though, because you can throw your METAR up on the first officer's McDo while you enter the performance in of on your McDo. Hi Synth, hello sir. How are you doing? Yes, indeed, it has been a long time. What's the opinion with the mess in the with the UK airports? Ugh. Well, that's what happens when you get rid of all your staff. Probably don't pay them enough, and then suddenly need them back. Christian, you'll allow me the first notch of the flood. What's that even going to do? Hang on. There. Oh, there is just a minor hint of brightness. Dark Fury says he sees strobes. Where are you? Oh, are you catching me up? What are you flying in, Dark? Well, you're 1,000 feet above me. I'm not concerned. There's an aircraft 2,000 feet above me as well. Guy, the weather radar is not working on the Phoenix, and that is because the developers for Microsoft Flight Simulator they haven't opened up the, if you like, the software to third-party developers for the weather radar yet. That will be coming soon. Oh, J-Hug, she flies at 12 tomorrow, does she? Who's she flying with? Thompson, Tui. She'll be fine. The long hauls don't seem to be affected that much. Bastion, yes, an update for the Phoenix released during this stream. You heard it here last. Planes, trains, Elliot, you flew from Basel to Montpellier on VATSIM in the Phoenix today. Did you have any ATC as well, Elliot? Departing Basel, I mean, Easyjet Basel is a big base for them, and Montpellier is a great little airport as well. Good scenery as well if you have that. Christian, oh lord, Dark Furies in the British Airways, it has already gone into full Nick Speedbird mode. I'm surprised it's not in the Concorde. Oh, J-Hog, is it Saturday? They'll be fine. I wouldn't be concerned. Air Marshal 5 is just logging on to join us. That sounds scary. Right, nothing much to see or do now. We're over the Atlantic. What is nice to see is the lower level clouds getting that tinge of red to begin with, and then obviously as the sun gets lower and lower down, that red sky will start to affect obviously the higher clouds. Ibrahim, has the brake fan ever come in use? The only time you're going to actually get that, to use that, is if you've obviously had to stop the aircraft maybe on a short runway, something like that. If it's also warm as well, if it's hot. Oh, Elliot, it was Unicom all the way, was it? Oh, never mind. Ryan Videos 94 says, does the Phoenix, does the Easyjet operational flight plan on the same brief show how many passengers there are for the flight? No, it does not. No, it only shows you the payload in its weight. Fix that view a little bit. Ah, there we go, that's better. Look at the mess. Someone needs to clean that window. It looks like my kids have had access to it. Red Thread, how do I start things in the background? What kind of things are you referring to there, Red Thread? I mean, look at this. This isn't normal. This is some kid with his nose pressed up against the window, and they clearly had a snotty nose at the time. Custom views seem to have changed ever so slightly, don't they? Maybe it's just the glare of the glare of the sun just highlighting the glass panel a little bit. Just tweak those a little bit. New Boy says, silly question, how often are planes cleaned on the outside? Every single time they fly through a rain cloud. Rain clouds do, they do very good jobs of cleaning aircraft. You think about the speed it's travelling through. That jet blast does a grand job. It's like a pressure washer. Danny says you flew Lima to Cusco, some airport in Peru, with the landing airport at 10,900 feet elevation. That's outside the limits of the 320. I think there are actually some airlines that have got sort of special A320 performances installed for elevations like that. The maximum elevation for departure is, I want to say 9,700 feet. I may have to look that up. Broneta, good evening. Would it be possible to publish a new performance video on the update one? Give me a chance, mate. It came out about 20 minutes ago. I'm sure we'll do something. Dark Fury says, what happened to the new seating? Didn't like it and throw it out. I'll tell you what happened, Dark. I've not got it yet because I just wanted to wait until I got a... I just wanted to wait until we upgraded the PC so we got some more performance, and then we can have everything maxed out. Digital Content says the next upgrade we need a cleaning crew. Retro, what happens if you try to open the cockpit window in flight? You shouldn't be able to because of the way the pressurization's worked. You shouldn't be able to open it. It's kind of like pushed into place. Danny Rui, I know you didn't depart from there, but once that aircraft's landed there, how is it going to get out of there again? By road? Ibrahim, how much time's left to land? Should be showing if it's working at the top of the screen. Oh, Dark Fury, we need you to. We need your holidays. I need my MOC. School holidays this week have messed me up. I completely forgot last week there was the school holidays this week. Right, sun is just teetering on the brink of setting, isn't it? Let's have a look then and start thinking about our descent and arrival into London Gatwick. We can just see actually top of descent showing there. So let's bring everything up. We at Tel2 want to be flight level 130. This will all be hard coded in anyway. How long have we got till top of descent? About 40 minutes. So there we go, we've got Tel2, flight level 130. After that, Holly, speed restriction then, overflight point of 220. From there, it's Willow. And Willow is flight level 70. Now, let me just check here, what have we got? It's got a hard constraint there of 4,000 feet, that's interesting. Let's go to the initial approach. Right, that is because if we were to enter the hold, we would need to leave the hold at 4,000 feet. So I am just going to change that. I'm going to change that to 7,000 feet to enter the hold at. And was there a speed constraint there as well at Willow? I thought I saw one. Yeah, 220 knots. Let's just go ahead and code that in. Right, and then Mayfield, we want to be at 4,000 feet at Mayfield, and then 2,000 feet, 8.5 miles from Mayfield, which it can't do 8.5, so it does 9, 2,000 feet. That's a hard constraint as well. At this point I want to slow down nicely to, we want to be below green dot, so I'm thinking flaps 1 by this point, so let's pop in 200 knots there, then I can get flaps 2 out. In fact, you know what, I'm going to be a little bit more conservative than that. 190, and then I'm clean to get flaps 2 out. Okay, everything we've entered in all looks good. Dan Skelton, hello mate, just finished work, welcome on board. So let's now come over to Navigraph and I can do my drawing. It's one of my favourite little bits of the Phoenix, this. So the arrival chart, which one should we use? Because I can only draw on one of them. This one, I think. What's the chart number? 2, so 26 left initial approach. Oh no, that's the RMP for 26 left. It's not 26 left, we want 26 right. No we don't, we do want 26 left, but I want the ILS 26 left. That's the final approach. There's the initial approach. There we are. Right, so the plan will be, I would imagine, if ATC is not online, then we're going to bypass Willow and we'll just go straight from Holly to Mayfield. Which means, though, thinking about that, at Holly I want to be a little bit lower. How many miles between Holly and Mayfield? This is why these numbers don't, I know Danny was asking about this earlier, this is why these numbers don't change. So the distance between Holly and Mayfield, so Holly is 7 miles from Willow, but obviously we're not doing that. I would say it's probably good about 10 miles from Mayfield if we allow 10 miles to get down. Well, for 10 miles then we can lose 3,000 feet. So if I popped in at Holly, let's go ahead and tell the aircraft we want to be, if we want to be about 6,000 feet, because I need to slow down as well. If I want to be 6,000 feet at Holly, then that would be okay. Problem is though, this constraint here, flight level 70, let's tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell that Holly I want to be flight level 70 as well. That way, it doesn't matter. I've planned both. So Holly and Willow, we're going to be flight level 70. Because that way, I can either continue to Willow if we need to and ATC tell us to, or I can continue to Mayfield and we'll be at flight level 70 at that point anyway, so I can drift ourselves down, lose 3,000 feet to get to 4,000 feet at Mayfield. Once we are then at 4,000 feet at Mayfield, the main thing here then is, oh, my green dot's disappeared. There's no rhyme or reason to when that green dot's there or not. So at Mayfield then, just look at the previous speed restrictions. Right, we want to be green dot at Mayfield. Make that a bit bigger. Yeah. So we want to be at green dot at Mayfield. And then as we leave Mayfield, getting down to 2,000 feet, we need flaps 1. And then flaps 2, of course, as we intercept the glide. Christian, I don't think you can scroll through the colours. No. speed as well, 180 at this point. There we go. Right, so that's the plan to fly the approach. So we're planning runway 26 left. The arrival for us tonight is the VATSIM 1 Golf. Transition altitude for Gatwick is 6,000 feet. Platform altitude for this approach is nice and low, it's 2,000 feet. Minimum safe altitude as we're coming in from the south of course, so it's 2,000 feet. And we'll get the latest weather, but we're looking at Cat 1, which will be 396. ILS identifier is India Whiskey. Whiskey airfield elevation is 196. Missed approach straight ahead and until passing 2,000 feet. Or 1 mile ILS DME. But we're climbing initially to 3,000. Now, one other thing I want to check once we've landed. So, I can never remember the landing from this. I always have to read back up on it. So, landing 26 left, it'll be Echo, Fox Romeo, or Golf Romeo. One of them you turn back on the runway, the other one you cross over, go to Juliet. And I can't remember which one it is. It will be in the arrival information. Just got to find it. This makes for interesting reading as well. So, green dot, established on final approach, highest possible speed within 160 to 180. Inbound aircraft must be established at 160 on a stable approach, not less than 7 miles from touchdown. Right, so essentially it's 160 knots till 4 miles. Keep speed up as much as possible. Runway operations, where is it? Here we go. Traffic vacating Echo, have to turn right onto 08 left without stopping. Vacating Fox Romeo, Golf Romeo, need to cross the runway onto Juliet. Right, okay. So, at Echo we turn onto the runway, Fox Romeo, Fox Golf, we cross the runway and onto Juliet. That's it. That's all I needed to remember in brief. Christina, I'm gonna increase another notch of floodlights. Is that okay with you, boss? There, that looks pretty, doesn't it? Oh, the sun's still there. Just. But now, even at 36,000 feet, those clouds are starting to glow red. I love the fact that the sun isn't a perfect sphere either. You've got the mirage effect. Dan Skeleton says, you used to live on the Isle of Wight before moving to Ireland. You miss home a lot. Never been to the Isle of Wight. Dark Fury, it is in a build Gatwick, indeed. It's quite a peaceful view, that, isn't it? You have to ignore the smudges on the windscreen, the windows. The origami Gatwick, made of paper. True, you live in the Isle of Wight, but the one in the USA. That's not quite the same. I didn't even know there was one, to be honest. Mind you, most things that the British have done, the Americans have copied, haven't they? And in some cases made a better job of it. Dan Skelton says the new FENIX update has given him a massive frame rate improvement. That is really great to hear. We're going to have to check that out. Colours of those clouds literally changing by the second, getting darker and darker. Alright, so we are around 200 miles now from our top of descent. Let's go for the full arrival briefing then. Before I do, I just want to see what the latest weather is doing in Gatwick. We've got ATIS. So, Gatwick information, runway use is 26 left, transition level 70, surface wind 2403 knots, great visibility, 16 degrees, QNH 1018, information India. Okay, so, let's go for our full brief then. Coming in then on the VATSIM 1 Golf. 250 knots, we're going to respect the constraints, obviously flight 130 Tel 2, and then of course a lot of this depends on whether air traffic controls are going to be online or not. We are going to get down to flight level 70 at Holly. The reason for that being, if there's no ATC, then from Holly we're going to continue our descent down to 4,000 feet for Mayfield. If we have to follow the full procedure because ATC are online, that's fine. We can get down flight level 70 at Holly, but also we've got a speed constraint there as well, so we need to reduce speed, probably getting down to green dot at Holly and holding that. We then enter the hold at Willow, or we just follow ATC instructions and vectors. Once we leave Willow or arrive at Mayfield from Holly, we're getting down to 4,000 feet at Mayfield. From Mayfield we're going to be at green dot already. We're going to then get down to 2,000 feet, flaps 1 and then flaps 2, 180 knots as we come in onto the ILS. On landing then, if we vacate Echo, we're going to make a right turn and taxi along the runway. If we vacate Fox Romeo or Golf Romeo, we're going to cross the runway onto Juliet. Missed approach is... where is it gone? There we go. Missed approach is straight out on runway track, climbing to 3,000 feet until passing 2,000 feet or a distance of 1 mile ILS DME, whichever is later. For us, it's most likely going to be the 2,000 feet mark. Well, then we will make a left turn to 178 and follow ATC instructions. Okay, I think that that should just about cover everything, I think. Look at me, I'm turning my screen down because they're a bit bright. Hey Gandhi, good evening sir. Good that you couldn't make the start, no worries. You're you're in for the twilight stage of the flight tonight. Barry, you've just left Brussels for... is that Dalaman? Is that Dalaman? Or Antalya? Going to be a late night yet again. Nick, can I... I've made you buy the FENIX. I'm glad we sold it to you. Can you tell me how to install liveries? When you press the livery manager, nothing happens. Does it not open up? That would be strange. Stefan, good morning to you. LCF, oh, let me try again. LCFC fans, could I please help when flying the 320? You're always at a... Let me try this again. Could you help, please, when I'm flying in the A320, I'm always at an angle compared to the line on the primary flight display. Are you doing something wrong, or is it a bug? It's most likely the wind. Because if you've got a strong crosswind, say, coming over from the left, blowing you to the right, your aircraft is going to be flying at an angle, so its heading is going to be different to its track. I can't really show you at the moment because we've almost got a dead-on tailwind, so we actually are flying dead with the wind behind us. So, Barry, is it Istanbul? Oh, I was close. Nick says you get no pop-ups. That's strange. It almost sounds like the delivery manager hasn't installed properly. I've not had that issue, but it may be worth contacting them on Discord to see if anybody else has. Gandhi, you've just realised I'm flying into Gatwick. At which point do we all link arms and chant? I would say probably in around 150 miles time. Dr. Magic has just landed in San Francisco. You're circumnavigating the world in short hops. Your reward for getting back to the UK will be the FENIX. Oh, so you're not doing it in the FENIX, Dr. Magic? Ah, when you get back to the UK, you're going to get the FENIX. I like it. Danny says you have the same now for you. Now you've updated the FENIX app. You need to open the Delivery Manager in administrator mode. Oh, okay. Ricky44 on Twitch, thank you so much for the follow. Look at the Earth's shadow now starting to rise up as well. I like that. Is the sun still up? It is. I thought that would have gone by now.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
So I think we're now just starting to come over the shores of northwestern France. Yeah, we're just about to see it. Is it just me, or does this angle look like the engine's on fire? Christian, what was the max amp when doing the battery test? I honestly couldn't tell you. The lowest is 25.5. If it's below 25.5, you need to do you need to charge it up. Gandhi, is there a way to tag people on mobile, or do you just have to type it out? I think you have to type it out. I've noticed this. A tag would be nice, wouldn't it? Liam Wright 91, welcome to the channel. Thank you for following. Here's the Jen is installing the new FENIX update. So what was happening in northwest France anyway? Winds 0409, cav okay, yeah, so that's wide open. Didn't think it would be an an issue. Have we got any ATC coming up? Paris control is online. I'm not sure we actually fly through their sector. No, we're miles away. We're in Brest control at the moment. London control's not online either. So the next ATC would be Gatwick approach, if they're still there when we get there. Christian says, where's HD when you need him? I'll give you one guess where he is. And he's not here. I know for a fact he's not lurking. Steve says the real flight is still delayed. Its expected departure time now is 22:26. Ugh. Unlucky. For both passengers and crew. Ah, there we go. Goodbye, sun. Alexander, how many flight hours do I have in the sim? I have no idea. And that's it. Sun's gone. Oh no, it hasn't. It's still there. Just. It's almost as amazing as watching the real thing. Oh, hang on. It's come back again. That's weird. Might just be some haze on the horizon. And it's gone again. Will it make a reappearance? Max says, how is this realistic? There's no flight cancellations. Oh, there has been sometimes. Honestly, there has been. Oh, sun's back. There we go. That's weird how the sun keeps disappearing and reappearing. I mean, we are technically flying north, but didn't think it'd be enough to chase the sun. Captain, have I ever tried the remote flight server which lets you change radios on your iPad or iPhone? Well, I only have Android, so that wouldn't work for me. Digital content. The sun doesn't want to go down. I think it's gone now. LCAFC also says that another thing keeps happening. Your primary flight display, not your PFD, not your PDF. PDF is a document format. PFD, primary flight display. So your primary flight display screen just keeps turning off mid-flight. Are you doing something wrong? I wouldn't have thought you were. It does sound strange though. Don't close down the FENIX app though. That needs to be running in the background. Ricky Lancaster, good evening, sir. Oh, it's getting dark, isn't it? Look at that. Earth's shadow is certainly in view now. Should we dim the cabin lights, I think? Yes, why not? Let's go and dim those. Prince, good night to you. Thank you for being on board tonight. I'm going to dim the cabin lights for you, so there you go. You can now sit and chill. Hyacinth, I have no idea when the A320 is coming out. It is indeed a mystery. I wonder if Azobo ever have plans to add something like satellites flying over, because you would be surprised how often you can see satellites. I pretty much, usually when I finish a live stream like this late at night, I will take my first officer out for a walk on the local park where it's quite dark, and I would say 4 or 5 times a week when I go out. You can see a satellite going over. I've seen the International Space Station as well a few times recently. Sarkotech says we hope we have a cabin dim light one day. Yeah, it's on or off at the moment, isn't it? So a dim would be nice. The sound I've got in my headphones as I sit here now, I've just got the sort of very light background music, but then just that hum of those engines. I honestly could just sit with a VR headset on like this and look out the windows and fly around the world. Hyacinth says, you swear Microsoft Flight Sim is worth €50 and more just for this. The graphics makes the game, absolutely. Everything is the stream blurry at 1080p. You've got to remember as well, I'm also only playing in at 1080, so it's not been downscaled or anything. Max one, just a random question, but in real life could you be employed by another Easyjet branch like Switzerland or I don't think so. Your license is sort of, well, it's also bound to the country you're in, and I say that now because I think Brexit has made things a lot more difficult. Hyacinth says, to be honest, with the good quality aircraft coming out now, Microsoft Flight Simulator is probably the #1 in flight simulators. Now just waiting for the A320 and the Embraer 195. Ethermaster says YouTube and Twitch rips the quality out of stream content as well. Yeah, it does. Obviously they've got servers to preserve. Captain Dreadable, nice name. Says, thanks for the FENIX tutorials, by the way, really, really nice and a great effort as usual. You're very welcome. I'm happy to say now that the full tutorial series has been filmed. I just need to spend time putting them all together. So we've got the first 3 there now for anyone that wants to fly along that nice flight from Manchester to Prague. It was a decent length flight as well. I think it's like 1 hour 40. You got plenty of time to watch the videos and catch up and do things as you go along. Gandhi, we're now just over northwest France. Pretty soon we will be headed direct to Jersey. Digital Content says President Macron wants the UK to join back to the EU. I don't see that happening. Ricky, when will the weather radar be optimised in the FENIX? So that'll be operational, in the FENIX when the developers, Azobo, open up the weather radar development kit to third-party aircraft. That's why things like the CRJ, the FENIX, of course, PMDG, they don't have it. Fly-by-wire, of course, also don't have access to it. So that's the reason. Diffuse says there's currently a very annoyed controller at Gatwick approach due to a rogue Ryanair who is doing what they want and without responding. Oh no, that is not what you want, particularly as it's midweek madness at Gatwick, isn't it? Stanislav, thank you so much for your very kind donation to the channel. I hope you're having a great flight with us tonight and a chilled out Wednesday before the chaos of the arrival into Gatwick is still to come. Really, really kind of you, and I really do appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Dr. Magic, I'm using the Anybuilds Gatwick tonight. Alexander, not with my eyesight, I'm afraid. Right. We've been flying for a while now, And who's that? Who's undertaken me? Is that Dark Fury? Pesky Dark Fury. I bet it is, you know. Channeling his inner Nick, 2,000 feet beneath me. Oh, I know what I haven't done. Always forget to do this. I'm going to catch him up now. I'm not. I mean, I'm increasing my speed by about 3 knots. But that's it. Jersey is 30 miles ahead of us. We'll do a fuel check for Jersey. Let's find it. There we go. So it should be 1.2 tons above the CNRs. So that would be 4.1. Oh, we got 4.8. That's quite a lot. Have I done that right? Is my mental math letting me down? 3.8, 4 point, or 3.9 rounded up. Yeah, 4.1. We've got loads of fuel. Right. So, what's our landing weight going to be? We're going to be landing at Gatwick. Runway is currently dry. 26 left. Grab the METAR. And the landing weight then at Gatwick. We should have 3.8 tons of fuel on board when we get there. What have we got at the moment? 4.8. 3.8, so we've got, oh, that's easy math then, 59.7. Let's call it 59 point, let's call it 59.9. And apply that METAR. Dry. Here we go. So low auto brake. That's fine. This is where, if I just bring up the charts again for Gatwick. Right. Distance from the threshold is 1323. Closer. Alright. I think we can safely say that with auto brake low, we're going to be looking at Fox Romeo, or even Golf Romeo. Looking at that. Bear in mind, this is conservative, so we've added a couple of 100 kilograms to our landing weight. Yeah, I don't think we're going to make taxiway echo, but we can stop. That's that's the main thing. We're going to be able to stop. At the master, have I checked no times? Thought 26 left was closed. Right, okay, so in real life they have been closing to do some work and using 26 bright at night. Currently, however, on VATSIM they are using 26 left. Would be interesting to see if they do swap over. That would be a nice little touch, wouldn't it? If they went for it. Gandhi, how did I work out the landing weight? Right, okay, so it was actually quite straightforward. So it doesn't show you your estimated landing weight anywhere on the in the box. So you need to just go to your flight plan, see what fuel you're expected to land with. So estimated fuel on board when we land is 3.9 tons. We've currently got 4.7 tons on board. So you just need to do some maths. 4.7 minus 3.9 tells me that by the time we've landed we're going to burn 0.8 tons of fuel. So we're just going to subtract 800 kilograms off our current gross weight. So 6,700 kilograms minus 800 is 59.9. So that's our estimated landing weight. Right, let's enter the destination data. Our top of descent is coming up shortly, so I'll go ahead and enter this.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight brochure, you'll find details of our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts, some of which are exclusive to you as an Easyjet customer. Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products, have any questions, or would like to make great savings, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
So what's the wind? 203. That is light, isn't it? Transition altitude 6,000 feet. The barrow with those conditions is 396. Flaps for landing. So we've got a clean speed of 222. Well, that's interesting. Because we've got speed restrictions of 220 at Holly. Right, we'll keep an eye on that. We've obviously got some fuel to burn. So we might get away with green dot at Holly. We may need to be just under it. VLS 129 VAP 134. Austrian 331 Charlie. I use AIG model matching. Right. Let's look at starting that descent. So initially we're going to climb down. We're going to descend down to flight level 130, which is our first constraint.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck once again, you will be delighted to hear that we will shortly be starting our descent into our destination, at which point the cabin crew will start preparing for our arrival. If you could please make sure that all the aisles are clear, the cabin crew are able to make their way around the aircraft without any luggage in the aisles, that would be most appreciated. A reminder for our Easyjet
London area traffic, speedbird 875, 19 nautical miles from Osred, now descending to flight level 130 for the Bravox 1 Golf arrival into Gatwick.
Well, Dark Fury, not quite sure what speed and your cost index was tonight, but British Airways clearly fly faster than EasyJet. Didn't you depart after me as well? Altitude, I have no issues with the throttles. Check the channel though. There is a detailed tutorial on how to set up the throttles, because you need to make sure the axis you're using is the correct one. Is that Jersey Airport down there, or is that one of the other Channel Islands? I knew we were flying directly over Jersey. It might have passed it now. Cost index of 28. There you go. Max me, I'm using for the announcements. It's self-loading cargo. What was that QNH again? 1019. And when do we enter London controlled airspace? That comes at VATSIM. No, it doesn't. Odreb. Oddrep is when we enter London controlled airspace. Oh, that's in 10 miles, so we best give them a call. Hey Gandhi, oh mate, thank you so much for your £4.49 super chat saying looking forward to the rest of the FENIX tutorials, keep up the awesome content. Hey Gandhi, you're so welcome. I don't know if you hear when I said they are all completed and filmed now. I did do the full flight in real time for the tutorials, so I just need to pop them all together. But thank you so much, Hey Gandhi, for your super chat, really really kind of you. Right, we need to get on to Gatwick approach 126825. We might be a bit far out for that actual frequency. That's London control, but we'll tune to that now.
Or greater,
Here we go.
altitude 3,000 feet.
We'll also be able to hear what's happening as well.
Descent of 3,000 feet and speed 180 for easy AFX channel.
Easy 1984, turn right, heading 340 degrees.
Right 340 degrees, easy 1984.
And we've got
Eurotrans
tower
82,
frequency.
approximately 24 miles, runway 26 left, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1019.
5,000 on 1019, Eurotrans 852.
And there's no
Easy
ground frequency
1231, Mighty
tonight.
Unicom 122.8, goodbye. Easy 1231, Mighty Unicom 122.8, goodbye.
Sorry, what's Unicom again? Easy 12.
It's 122.8, the frequency where you go where there isn't a controller for you.
Animal Clips, there is a full tutorial series on the fly-by-wire as well, already completed. That takes you on a full flight from London Gatwick to Faro, I think it was.
Unicom Easy 1231.
So check those out
852, turn right,
on the channel. There's a
010
full playlist
degrees.
all ready and waiting for you.
10, Eurotrans 852.
Easy 86 Charlie Bravo, turn left heading 290 degrees, when localizer established, runway 26 left, descend on the glide.
290 degrees and going to service on the localizer, descend with the glide, easy 86 Charlie Bravo.
Easy 515 Zulu on the LAM6 Mike departure of Gatwick.
And it will work with the latest fly-by-wire updates, of course, yes.
Altitude.
Currently passing 6,000.
Easy 1984, descend flight level 70.
The best thing you could do, I suppose, is watch both of them, because as the fly-by-wire aircraft starts to become as advanced as the FENIX bit by bit, then the two will kind of work alongside each other.
3,000, Eurotrans 852.
Easy 515 Zulu, just be aware the initial altitude on that departure is 4,000. Please read the charts, climb now, flight level 130.
That catches so many people out.
Climb 130, Easy 515 Zulu. Apologies.
Easy 515 Zulu, confirm you're flying the SID route.
Affirm, Easy 515 Zulu.
Eurotrans 852, speed 180 knots, turn left,
So
heading
there's a couple of little
330
gotchas
degrees.
coming in, coming out of Gatwick.
330 on the heading.
The initial climb altitude is not 6,000 feet
Easy
here,
1984, approximately
it's
25 miles, runway
5,000.
26 left, descend to altitude
and there's
5,000
another
feet,
one.
QNH
Is it the Frame
1019.
departure?
Descending 5,000 feet to an H1.
No, it's not that one. There is one which is a real gotcha. And
Easy 86 Charlie Bravo, speed 160 knots or greater
can't
till 4
find
DME.
16 knots, 160 knots till 4 DMH for easy 86 Charlie Mike.
oh, is it this one?
Easy 86 Charlie Bravo,
Yes,
contact
this
the tower,
one.
course only
So
124.
this one here, what is the initial climb on this chart?
Contact tower 124.225, thanks. Easy 86 Charlie Bravo.
Eurotrans 852, turn left heading 290 degrees, when localizer established 26 left, descend with the glide.
And I'll give you a clue. It's not 5,000 feet.
260 and descend on the
But
glide when localizer line.
You could almost be
Eurotrans
forgiven for
852.
thinking that it is, because that is a hard
290 to
constraint,
establish.
as shown there.
290, thank you very much. Eurotrans 852.
Easy 1984, speed 180
But this is the
knots,
important
descend
bit.
to altitude 4,000 feet.
180 knots descending 4,000 feet.
The initial climb is
Easy
4,000 feet.
550, just confirm
That's
you're
right.
climbing now to flight level 130.
A firm climbing 2130, easy 515 Zulu.
Roger, expedite the climb, sir, because of Heathrow departures.
Copy that, expediting climb to flight level 130, easy 515 Zulu.
Oh wow, look at that, we've got a new moon tonight. What always makes me smile is, like I say, after this I'm going to go and walk the first officer, and when I go out, a nice clear night, as hopefully it will be, I'll look up, I'll see the moon, and I'll think, yeah, that is exactly how Microsoft Flight Simulator said it looked tonight.
Easy 1984, 15 miles, turn left heading 290 degrees, descend to altitude 3,000 feet.
Flight 290, descending 3,000 feet, easy 1984.
Your transit 5226 left, fully established.
So my narration of the flight
180 knots.
will get less and less now as we come into busy airspace, particularly when we're under ATC control. There's the Isle of Wight
Zulu, turn
beneath
left heading
us.
360 degrees, climb flight level 190.
Left heading 360, climb flight level 190, easy 515 Zulu.
Easy 1984, when localizer established 26 left, descend with the glide.
When localizer established, descending with the glide, easy 1984.
Eurotrans 852, speed 160 knots, maintain till 40 ME.
So
160 to 40 ME, Eurotrans 852.
Gandhi, I think it's about
Easy
now
1984, speed 160
you
knots.
start linking arms and chanting and hoping for the best for the performance coming into Gatwick.
Eurotrans 852, contact Gatwick Tower, call sun only, 124.225, goodbye.
124.225, call sign only, bye-bye.
124.225 is in the standby.
Easy 515 Zulu, confirm heading 360 degrees, climb flight level 190.
Left heading 360, climb flight level 190, 515 Zulu.
Easy 1984, contact Gatwick Tower, course sun only, 124.225, bye-bye.
Call sign only 124.225, thank you, good night, easy 1984.
Okay, so we're I'm going to make contact with the guy with ATC as we're about 20 miles inbound to Teltu. Descending flight 130. Gatwick approach, good evening, Easy 82 Romeo Bravo, passing flight 170 for 130 level by Teltu. Oh, he's suddenly gone very quiet. Incredibly quiet. Oh, he's now sending texts out, so I wonder if he's got an issue with voice.
Direct, put on, clear to resume on navigation, easy 515 Zulu.
Oh, I can't think of a worse thing happening. So I think we may have just lost ATC. Well, he's still there, but I think the voice may have just gone.
Good day, Tower.
So what happens when ATC has a comm failure?
Gatwick, direct the Lufthansa team for 1 Mike departure.
Oh, all stations. Gatwick approach is now closing. No further ATC available. Right, something's obviously happened there, so we're on our own. Let's get ourselves back over onto Unicom then, because this could or it has the potential to be a bit of a mess.
Easy 9. Easy 9 to Mike Avenue, stand 1046, turn to go.
Easy 9 to me, I do apologise, I got laid there. Clearances to Rome, Balkanut 1 X-ray, squawk 3533.
Thanks, Rome.
Right, we're on to Unicom. Let's see what happens. This is where TCAS comes into its own. Let's get seatbelt signs on. So, approach checklist. Arrival briefing is confirmed. Seatbelt signs are on. Minimum's 396 set. Engine mode selector is normal. EFB is stowed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. If you could please return to your seats and ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. If you are traveling with an infant, please ensure that they are secured safely using the infant seatbelt harness provided. Please contact a member
So
of the
we've
cabin
just
crew if you
dialed in
require
flight level
assistance.
70,
Thank you.
as that's where I want to be when we get to Holly. If there's nothing in front of us, we're going to continue and go straight ahead to Mayfield, descending 4,000 feet. Green dot is obviously now lower than 222 because we've burnt some extra fuel and lost weight. So we've now got clean speed is 206. Yeah, say the optimizations that the FENIX guys have done have of course, really neat. Lots of people are going to enjoy that, hopefully. Some stutters now, just from the sim, presumably as we're approaching Gatwick, where there is lots of traffic. Hey Gandhi, the first time you flew to Zurich. Oh sorry, you just remembered a flight last night, Vienna to Zurich, and it was super busy at Zurich. For the first time since you joined VATSIM, you were asked to enter the hold and you were there for 30 minutes. N61 Whiskey or West. You understand the choice for the FENIX, but you missed the fly-by-wire streams. They're not gone forever, I promise you that. We're just, at the moment, still experiencing the FENIX thrill. Danny, you're now testing the performance, spawning in at Gatwick with maximum settings. So, Gandhi, if you start to realise you're getting low on fuel and you're, you think it's going to be a serious issue, you need to declare fuel emergency. You have to say the words, you are declaring a fuel emergency. If you don't, then go on Google Avianca Flight 52 going into JFK. That's what happens when you just say, yeah, we're running low on fuel, so we could do with a bit of priority. It doesn't work. There are key phrases in those situations. Right, landing lights on as we pass 10,000 feet. As we pass 10,000 feet, then speed 230 knots as we're coming into Holly. And I'm going to activate the approach phase. India Whiskey is identified. Speed brakes needed.
Gatwick area traffic, speedbird 875, overpassing Holly, speed 220 knots, descending now 4,000 feet.
That's what we're going to do as well. Start reducing speed now, 220 knots, to be at that speed as we pass Holly. We're in open descent, flight level 70 is coming up nicely now. As we leave Holly then, I reckon we can bypass Willow, so let's go ahead and program that in now. Tied up the flight plan. And we're going to go direct to Mayfield from there. There we go. Barry, it was Avianca 5-2. Shame ATC has disappeared, to be honest with you, but never mind. Right, as we pass Holly then we're going to go 4,000 feet and start slowing to our green dot speed. Steve Bob Evo, magenta is constraints and blue is basically what you're targeting. It's what's standing by. Okay, so down to 4,000 feet. Thrust idle, open descent. Unit 1019. 4,000 blue. And we're now targeting green dot speed. Need to get them linked back up on the tablet. So that's nice to see the little level off arrow that's showing 4,000 feet at Mayfield. That is exactly what we wanted. In fact, we can probably just reduce that a little bit because we can now use the VS to move the arrow. You can see a little level off arrow as I'm sorting that out. So that's working quite nicely. There we go. Pamela, thank you so much for your kind donation there to support the channel. Really, really generous of you. Hope you've enjoyed the flight and the live stream this evening. Sit back and hopefully relax as we get ourselves nicely into Gatwick without the aid of air traffic control. Sadly, we're going to switch to tower frequency shortly. But pal, thank you so much. Really, really kind of you, and I do appreciate your contribution. It's CubbyX. Thank you for subscribing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrest down, and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
Gatwick traffic, Easy 82 Romeo Bravo now. Overhead Mayfield on the VATSIM 1 Golf, 4,000 feet, speed 205. Okay, so we're now getting ourselves down to 2,000 feet. And again, we can look to use the VS. Glide slopes coming up to meters. And having a little level off arrow when you're in VS mode I find is incredibly handy. We can perhaps just slow that rate of descent even more now. Just having a quick look at that. So that looks good. Glide slope is now above us and we can start configuring as well. So how far out are we? We are 12.5 miles. Christian, I thought I'd just seen you were disappearing. Glad you're sticking with us. Flaps 1, speed's checked. Flaps 1. And again, we're just manipulating the VS speed. Okay, so rolling back to S speed. And we'll be on the localizer on the ILS pretty soon. Right, just looking at the distance between those two coming in, let's start rolling that speed back a little sooner, shall we? So 180 knots is now set. The direction we're travelling in adds some track miles for us to allow those two to get off the runway. Let's tune to the tower frequency, then we can hear what's going on. And we can activate approach mode. So glide slope star, lock star, and we've got Cat 3 dual autopilot 1 2 lock star now. Oh, dark, has tower just gone offline? Oh, that's annoying. Right, never mind. Back to Unicom then. We've managed to avoid all ATC tonight. As the glide slope starts to come down, then we'll go flaps 2.
Gatwick traffic, Easy 92 Mike Romeo, taxi to Alpha 1 via Kilo Papa November 1. Gatwick traffic.
Gatwick traffic, Easy 82 Romeo Bravo, establishing runway 26 left, 11 miles.
Gatwick traffic, Speedbird 875 is 4 miles from touchdown. 26 left.
Gatwick traffic, 26 left vacated.
Speedbird 875, I'm just going to wait and hold at Bravo 1. I think you're just getting in a bit too quick ahead of me. I'll end up going around.
Yeah, 4 mile final. You probably don't have time to get on and line up and take off. Spliff Jam, good evening to you.
Roger, thanks for that, Speedbird 875.
Gatwick traffic after landing, company Airbus line up at 26 left for Gatwick traffic.
Okay, flaps 2. Speeds checked, flaps 2. And we're going to start reducing to VAP speed. for spacing. Glide slope star, missed approach altitude 3,000 feet, set. And some extra drag coming in now as we start to get fully configured, so landing gear down. Spoilers armed. Lights on. Gatwick traffic, Easyjet to Romeo Bravo, 5 mile final, runway 26 left, reducing to final approach speed. And flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin is secured, auto thrust speed, go around altitude 3000, set, ECAM memo, landing no blue. If we need to go around, it'll be toga, go around flaps, rotate.
Gatwick traffic,
FMAs,
holding short 26 left.
landing gear.
I'll wait for Easyjet, some pilots to land.
That's
Gatwick
very kind.
traffic, speedbird 875, vacated.
We're rolling 26 left, Gatwick traffic.
That's vacated, fantastic. Autopilot off, I have control.